Pleasure to meet y'all at last, and welcome back to Nerf Secrets Revealed. So, today, right here, right now, would be a great time to simply address the fact that there are a crap ton of Nerf blasters out there. I'm making it explicitly clear that there are indeed a ton of blasters out there in dire need of renaming. And it's simply because, well, that's just how I roll. So, what I got here is a complete list of every single blaster lineup, pretty much, that I've found so far, and I've given them all new names. So, this is going to be a pretty long episode in a way. So expect this to branch out in a few separate parts. So, a little reminder though, is that I've done all the research at this point, and I can safely guarantee that every new name isn't going to jeopardize anything. It's a simple correction, might I add. So, here we go. This will definitely take a while to finish, so let's just see how it all goes down. Starting off from the very top, going up towards the left side here, I pretty much got just about every Elite XD blaster out there. And I'm going to start by saying that the XD blasters are pretty much just blasters that happen to have mostly white or orange colors onto them. And there have been a lot of them, like the Rhino Flyer, Cam, Demolisher, and several others out there. But the ones that I'm going to be talking about here are just ones that have no replacement names. Just had the same names recycled. And I'm talking about the XD version of the Retaliator, Strong Arm, Triad, Rough Cut, Raven, Strife, Fire Strike, Rapid Strike. So, that in a nutshell is what you need to know about that. So, what I'm going to say here is that, well, the Retaliator from the XD lineup, I'm calling it the Avalanche. The Strong Arm, I'm calling the Icequake. The XD Triad is going to be called the Taiga. The XD Rough Cut is going to be called the Pluto, and hopefully no Rivals Blaster takes that name. If so, I probably have to change this again. The XD Raven is going to be called the Xterra, and it is, in fact, the only XD blaster that's yellow and black. And then, of course, there's the XD Strife, which I call the Scorcher, the XD Fire Strike, which I've renamed to Inferno, and then there's the XD Rapid Strike, which I simply call the Improvious. And one little thing about the XD lineup is that there's also the XD white-colored Rampage. And so, I might as well address that real quick, because try as I might, I have never really found this particular version of the Rampage. So, even though it's probably just an unreleased blaster from the XD lineup, I'm still going to give it a new name. I'm going to call it the XD Hardship. Alright? So, there's also the Alpha Trooper problem. I might as well address that really quickly, because after all, there's also 3 other Alpha Trooper based blasters out there, but guess what? They happen to recycle Alpha Trooper the whole way. I mean, come on, that's 4 Alpha Troopers we got out there. So, anyways, starting with the XD Alpha Trooper, I'm calling that the Beta Commander, because I'm keeping up with that little process of which that I'm just simply calling Alpha Trooper. I'm to call this one the Beta Commander. And as for the original Elite Alpha Trooper, which came out before it, I call it the Tango Renegade. And one last blaster that I just noticed down here, all the way at the bottom pretty much, on the left column that I got here, the XD Jolt, which is simply just a plain orange Jolt with some accents to it, and, well, almost looks much like its actual Jolt counterpart. But this one in particular, I'm going to be calling it the Blazer, because now I'm going to be moving on to the regular Elite lineup. Because, again, I've got a lot to say about a lot of these blasters in particular. So, here we go. The regular Elite Raven, which is simply put orange, black, and white, and also blue, with a green-colored 18-round clip, which kind of makes it very similar to its N-Strike counterpart, which is also called the Raven. But this newer one here, I'm calling it the Regurgitator. And as for other regular Elite blasters here that I got to talk about for now, there's also the Elite Jolt, which I call the Null, the Elite Reflex, which I call the Auger, and the Elite Longshot, which I call the Defender, the Elite Snapfire, which is called the Formula, and yeah, there is in fact a Snapfire blaster out there. It's completely different though, aside from all the other ones that have had names recycled into them. And then of course there's the Elite Spectre and Barrel Break, which the Spectre I call it the Arc Light, and the Barrel Break I call it the Trench Fire. And otherwise there's also the Scout MK2, which I call the Embosser, and there's even the Titan. Seriously. The Titan, I might as well address right now, is a rocket launcher, not a minigun with a 50-round drum. That's what that is. I mean, the rocket launcher is the Titan. The minigun, I call it the Colossatron because of its colossal size, for one, and because it has a ginormous drum. The name fits well, concluded. And I'm just going to go ahead and move on to Zombie Strike blasters for now, because yet there's a lot of those too that need renaming as well. There are also a few double packs of these with some reskin blasters of certain types, like the Magnus double pack from the Zombie Strike lineup. There are two different Magnuses, one in orange and one in blue. The orange one I call it the Brawler, and the blue one I call the Lockdown. And there's also the Rough Cut double pack, also from the Zombie Strike lineup, which includes the green one, which I call the Phase Line, and an orange one, which I call the Molter. And then of course there's a Point Break Super Soaker double pack with a green one and an orange one. The green one I call the Compounder, and the orange one I call the Tanker. And I guess one other thing that pretty much stands out is the fact that, well, there's also a Jolt and a Longshot. That right there is kind of a problem as well. The Jolt, I call it the Blitz, and the Longshot, I call it the Boltsmith. So, like I said earlier, you can expect this whole entire episode here to pretty much branch off into different parts. And already I'm kind of feeling a little stressed out because of all these problems here that I've been noticing here. There's dozens of blasters on this piece of paper alone that I have jotted down on here with replacement names. But keep in mind though, when I come back in the next episode of Nerf Secrets Revealed, I'll certainly be talking a lot more about this stuff in general before I move on to anything else. But if you want to see more, go down to my channel. Make sure that you like, subscribe, comment, follow me on social media, and stay on the Hollywood side.